Hey there, Jazz Cats. This is AJ Nickel with another installment of the Jazz Improvisation series. In this video, I will be discussing ideas to improvise on the tune called Chameleon, written by Herbie Hancock. And just like with any of the other videos that I put out there, I would recommend strongly that before watching this video that you have listened to the record. Again, that's Chameleon, Herbie Hancock. Go check it out, and don't just listen to it once or twice. Listen to it to the point where you start to internalize it, and you'll know that you've internalized it when you can start to sing the notes back that you're hearing on the record. So go check that out. That'll make watching this video much more meaningful and helpful to you. So, Chameleon is a standard funk tune, and just like with most other funk charts that you'll see out there, they do a lot of what's called one chord vamps or loops. Chameleon switches between two different chords. All right, so this is the bass line that you'd hear, and it switches between a B flat 7 concert and an E flat, so it sounds like this. B flat, B flat, E flat, I mean. And it goes between those two chords. So you could take the approach of learning how to arpeggiate those two chords. That's not the approach that I'm going to cover in this video. Instead, what I wish to cover with you is how to use pentatonics. Okay, you've hopefully been working on some major scales in your practice, and you'll know that major scales and minor scales, for that matter, and most other scales that are in the Western tradition of music are 7 notes. Then I can repeat them in any range or register. Pentatonic scales are different in the fact that instead of 7 notes, we're only using 5. Okay, and there are major pentatonics and minor pentatonics. In the case of Chameleon, we're going to be learning a concert B-flat pentatonic minor scale. Now, in the description of this video, I have included a practice guide that has the notes of this minor pentatonic scale written out for your instrument. So go check it out and make sure that you're getting the sheet that's appropriate for your transposition, your instrument's transposition. Then what I would do once you've started getting this practice guide out is start learning and memorizing the notes of that scale as quickly as possible. All right, get it in as much of the range of your horn as you can. If you can go 1 octave, do it 1 octave. If you feel like you can go more, do it in as much of the horn as you know how to play. You might start it by doing 4 count notes like this. Then I might go faster. Again, do that in as many octaves in your instrument's range as you possibly can, because that'll just make you a better player. Learn that scale. Now, once you've learned that scale, it gets kind of boring just playing it up and down. And so I'm going to pose to you some what I call improvisation games. These are challenges to spark your creativity in improvising. Okay, so one of the improvisation games that I wish to pose on you right now is to don't use all 5 notes of the scale. Pick 3, pick 2, and see how you can use the rhythm of those 3 notes only to make a solo that's fun, energetic, and nice to listen to. Let me give you an example. So notice I didn't say that you were stuck to just 3 notes. I changed the octave, I played with the rhythm, I had fun just jamming on 1 note. See what you can come up with just limiting yourself to only just a few notes of that scale. And that's especially helpful if learning an entirely new scale seems rather intimidating to you at this time. So just see what you can come up with that. Another idea that you might consider trying with this is once you've learned the pattern of the scale going up and down, consider changing the shape of the notes to not just go up and down, but to think of something creative. Like, for example, I'm gonna go up 3 notes, then I'm going to go back down, and I'm going to do that pattern on every note of the scale. And see what I can come up with that. And the combinations of or the patterns that you can do with this scale are limitless. I could skip notes. I could do 1,000,001 different patterns. So see what kind of patterns you're able to come up with to change the order so you're not just playing the scale up and down. One final idea for this video is to add some chromaticism. Chromaticism is something that's used heavily in jazz to create tension and release, and to tell your audience that you understand the key tones of what you're playing. So I could take any one of those notes of the pentatonic scale, play either a half step above or below it. That's 1 note of the chromatic scale. Here's how that sounds. Alright, so you get an idea of how adding adding some extra colorful notes in there add lots of tension and release. And if you hear in the bass line, you're hearing a lot of that chromaticism too. Those are all notes of a chromatic scale. Alright, one more thing before I close off this video. Do not be afraid of silence in your improvisation. You do not need to be blowing your face off the entire time that you are soloing. Come up with an idea, something short, and see how you can develop it. Right, and make those sentences. It helps you as an improviser develop ideas. It helps your audience understand your ideas. And so all in all, it's a win-win situation. So I would extend the challenge to you now to participate in the improvisation games with Chameleon. Learn that pentatonic scale. You can find it in the practice guide that's attached to the description of this video. And try an improvisation game. The ones that I've suggested inside of this video are to try some silence in your improvisation, to pick just a few notes of the pentatonic scale, and to see what kind of rhythms you can come up with to create rhythmic interest, and to see what kind of pattern you can create using the notes of the pentatonic scale to change the shape rather than just going up and down the scale. Try one of those. Drop me a comment below to tell me how it works for you. I will also include in the description of this video a backing track that you can practice along with at home from YouTube. So if you have any more questions about the content of this video, drop a comment. If you found these tips helpful for you in your improvisation, give it a thumbs up. And if you would like more videos to give you some improvisation tips on other jazz, funk tunes, please subscribe to the channel and I will be putting more up. So keep swinging and happy practicing.